Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is MasterGo, and in today's video, we are going to be checking out an auto documentary, and this is entitled Japan's Biggest Singer is a Faceless Outcast. This video literally just dropped 6 minutes ago, and this is from a friend of the show, Goosebumps Radio, and I am super excited to check out this video because I've been meaning to check out Goosebumps' videos for a while now, and this one here just right away spoke to me. Thumbnail was on point, and I'm super excited to get into this one. I'm going to be leaving the link to Goosebumps Radio's channel and this video down in the description below so you guys can go and check it out. Leave a comment and be sure to subscribe because Goosebumps is on the scene. He's new, and I'm so excited to check out his rise and growth in the documentary space here on YouTube. I really do enjoy his videos, and I hope you as well. I'm actually really hyped about this video because I just said to myself, man, I gotta find a video and learn a little bit more about auto, and this one here, I think might be it. If you do enjoy today's video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and ring that bell notification so that you can be notified for the next auto video. But with all of that said, let's get into it. All right, Goosebumps, I am super excited. This one now, it's 8 minutes now. We're taking way too long. We got to get into this. I'm super hyped about this one, and I really like the thumbnail as well. Completely underrated YouTuber. Goosebumps Radio is the next on the scene when it comes to documentaries, and I really enjoy his videos. So if you do as well, like I said, please be sure to go and hit that subscribe button on Goosebumps' channel. And yeah, let's see what Goose has to offer on this one. Let's do it.
Japan has been producing some of the world's best pop music for decades, but barely anyone outside of Japan has actually heard it. Artists like Yoasobi, Radwimps, and Nujabes have brought Japanese music to international audiences, but this up-and-coming singer is going to bring J-pop to the entire world like no one has ever done before.
Let's go.
At 17 years old, Ado is your typical high school student, an introvert who is made fun of by her classmates and dismissed by her teachers for being too shy. But on the eve of her 18th birthday, Ado released a song that changed everything.
Oh, yes.
Ado's rise to the Japanese and global charts is just as unprecedented as it is impressive. Fast forward a few years, and she's done music for some of the biggest anime series, collaborating.
Okay, so that's crazy because like that's one thing that I have been like boasting about to a lot of the people that I just have been like talking to about my YouTube videos and stuff. And when I checked out Usseewa, that was like, oh my god, I was so hyped. And then it's just like all of a sudden now this explosion of Japanese music starts playing on my Spotify. And then I started like talking to people, and I'm like, oh my god, you guys, like in the comment section, like they've been mentioning that Auto was actually part of One Piece and like the videos on that and like the musical scores, and I'm just like, what the heck is going on? Like it just amazes me how much happens in the music scene that you may not actually know, and then unless you actually actively go out there and experience it and look for it, you can be so closed off to music. It's so important that we just explore and have fun with it.
Fast forward a few years, and she's done music for some of the biggest anime series, collaborated with one of the biggest K-pop groups, and completed a world tour that was record-breaking. But how did Ado, a girl who seemed destined to become another social outcast, rise from the deepest depths of self-loathing? This is a story of how Ado and her voice conquered not only Japan, but the entire world.
Okay.
Ado was born in Tokyo on October 24th, 2002, and for a while this was the only personal information that we knew about her. Ado was first exposed to music as a child through her father's love for Kiss and Queen. She was also very fond of Disney film soundtracks, especially the ones with princesses. In elementary school, her dream was to become a manga artist and illustrator. She enjoyed drawing in class, but Ado's classmates would often make fun of both her and her drawings.
Man, I can relate.
When she was around 6 years old, Ado's cousin introduced her to Vocaloid through the song Daughter of Evil. Ado was immediately fascinated by Vocaloid and began using her father's computer to further explore it. If you don't know what Vocaloid is, it's basically a singing software that lets users create synthesized vocals. To say that Ado loved Vocaloid is quite the
Hatsume Miku. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Wow. So this is how many there are. Oh my god. I didn't realize. I know this one. That's all I know.
understatement. The most popular Vocaloid voice is Hatsune Miku, and Ado absolutely adored Miku. Ado described herself as being shy and insecure, and it didn't help that her teachers often reminded her of her shyness. It was only through music that Ado could save herself from her own self-loathing. Although she spent a decent amount of time on YouTube, Nico Nico was Ado's favorite video sharing site growing up. This was largely due to the scrolling comments that would appear on the site's videos, and Ado wanted to make her own videos so that people would comment on them.
Okay.
Ado was, and still is, a big gamer, so when Nico Nico was released on the 3DS in 2014, she spent a lot of time on the site. She specifically became interested in Nico Nico's Utatemita category, after hearing Utatemita song covers from the anime Kagero project. Utatemita translates to I tried to sing, and Utaite are virtual cover artists who post their content on Nico Nico under this category.
I have so much to learn. This is incredible. I'm over here. I'm just like, huh?
Ado was inspired by the site's Utaite, especially since they would sing without ever showing their face or revealing their identity. So in 2017, Ado made an account and posted a cover of the song Kimi no Taion. The name she used for that account was Ado, and she got it from studying the Kyogen play Kaki Yamabushi in elementary school. Kyogen is a form of Japanese comedy theater that shows the daily life of ordinary people in the Middle Ages. In Kyogen performances, there are two types of actors, shite and Ado. She thought Ado sounded cool, and then later learned that shite means main actor, whereas Ado means supporting actor. It's hard to compare.
Oh, shite wasn't that the name of the song from the live that we actually checked out? Okay. All right, so now we're it was shite, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we're like kind of unlocking doors now. What?
Compete for attention on the internet. I would know this very well, but despite the discouragement Ado
Goose, let's get okay. This is a mission for everybody that watches this video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button for Goose. I am an avid Goose fan.
faced, she continued to post covers. Now you may be wondering where Ado was recording her covers, as she didn't have the money or resources to go to a studio or get fancy equipment. Well, Ado began recording in her room, and in spring of 2018, she created a recording booth in her closet by pasting paper and other soundproofing materials on the walls. Ado's lack of self-esteem made her worry about whether she could find a job after finishing high school. Ado has said previously that if she didn't become a singer, she would have likely become a NEET, which is someone who isn't in education, employment, or training. So in September of 2019, Ado said in a YouTube livestream that her goal was to do a solo live performance at Zepp Diver City by the time she's 18. Over time, Ado's talent started drawing the attention of not only listeners, but also fellow creators on Nico Nico. In December of 2019, Ado made her first feature on the single Osmanthus by Kajira, also known as Whale Don't Sleep. Her second feature was on John Yakitori's single Shika Benesse in March of 2020. The song didn't receive too much attention until 2 months after its release.
The artwork is incredible.
When a particular part of it became popular on TikTok. In May of 2020, Ado was a part of Pony Canyon's compilation album Palette 4. She released 2 songs, both of which are region locked to Japan though. A month later, she released a cover of Bocca della Verita that amassed more views on YouTube than the original version did. By the time September came around, 2020 was already a momentous year for Ado. She featured on 9 songs already and officially joined a talent agency. But the biggest turning point of her career was yet to come.
I think I've been saying her name as like, well, did I say? Yeah, I've said Ado. Ado was probably like the better way of saying it.
Ado returned from school one day.
Yeah, I think I've been saying Ado. No!
And saw a Twitter message from a Universal Music representative. The company had been keeping an eye on her since Shika Benesse blew up on TikTok, and on October 15th, 2020, it was announced that Ado would make her debut with Universal Music Japan.
I think that 2020 was such a huge year. Like as the world was like shutting down, they're online, the world was blowing up. It was insane. And if it's like artists like this that were going through such like amazing things in their careers, and they capitalized on an ability for people to be just like online and watching these videos and finding them, because everybody was locked away. For myself, I think I was just playing Minecraft.
For this project, Ado was paired with Vocaloid producer Sayudo, who she previously worked with before on Palette 4.
Oh man, there's so much to learn. Oh, this is the piano cover that everybody keeps telling me to check out.
On the day before her 18th birthday, Ado made her major label debut with Usseewa. The song topped nearly every Japanese music chart and peaked at number 41 on Billboard's Global 200. Sayudo did a phenomenal job with the song's composition and lyrics, whereas Ado put out one of her best vocal performances to capture the song's intensity and sheer anger.
Okay, and so so when I first reacted to Ado, man, now I'm gonna be like self-conscious about that. So when I first reacted to Usseewa, that was like I was like, okay, I've seen this. Here's this live performance that's going to be showing up. I'm going to be learning about her through this live performance. But I'm like, okay, well, I need to get somewhere first. I need to start somewhere. So this was literally just like looked at her video, like on her channel. I was like, okay, this is all anime. There's no face to this person. Click on the most popular. This was the most popular video that she had. So I was like, okay, this will be the one, because damn, it looks sick too. The thumbnail was nice. So this was my start to Ado, and now I'm just like, I'm so interested in learning more. Like this whole world, this whole side of music is another aspect that I have yet to really dive into, right? Like we've gone and done so much when it comes to like K-pop and P-pop. Now for like J-pop, J-metal, J-rock, everything about Japan now is like starting to flood in. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, what the heck is happening? There's so much, and there's so many different artists, there's so many different things to learn, and I'm just like, I'm on board now. This is what I love about the learning process here of being on a musical journey, is not only am I finding out more about stuff that I would have never looked at before, but I'm also learning so much more about myself in the process. It's amazing.
Usseewa translates to shut up, and it was viewed as a sweet anthem against Japanese society. Its lyrics depict a girl who's fed up with Japanese society and its work culture. From the start, this song is both bold and unapologetic with its message. Japan's opinion on Usseewa was divided. One survey of 2,000 parents found that around 37% of them were against their children singing Usseewa. Regardless of what you make of this song, Ado was at the forefront of both its popularity and lyrical message.
That I am incredibly there for. So this is when I started looking more into Ado. This was like on Spotify. That was their top thing that they said, is that this artist is out here being a voice for an oppressed youth, for a group of people that are just like, they're bogged down by work culture, by societal expectations, and this is the type of music that can just break them out of that. And I, as a person who has grown up with like alternative rock and listening to like groups like Billy Talent and Rise Against, that kind of like outsider atmosphere of just like giving yourself a voice and being able to like push through and having the power to like get beyond societal differences, it's really empowering, and I am so there for it when it comes to this. And especially like from what we've learned about a lot of different cultures through just like YouTube videos, documentaries and whatnot, is that it is a very like here it's not as bad. Over there in Japan, it is really, it's like a stranglehold on people. And I just like, I feel so sorry, but also that work culture can be like, oh, there's just there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to unpack there. I'm not going to get into all of that right now, but it's just, I'm so glad that there's artists like this who can break people out of those societal norms and just basically make this the new normal. You know, being expressive, being creative, being free, having that is very important.
By mid-November, Usseewa had 5 million views on YouTube, and the number would increase to 100 million just 148 days after it was released.
I think we were at 300
There's a ranking
million
each year for the most trendy words in Japan, and Usseewa came second on the 2021 list.
Wow.
Before moving on, I want to mention how great Ado's music videos are. Whether you're listening to Ado for the first, 900th, or even 100,000th time, you get the best experience when you're watching her music videos. Usseewa's music video was done by Wuma, and the girl featured in it is Nema. All of the characters in Ado's music videos are usually named by their respective artists. You can even buy plushies of the characters that feature in the Ado cinematic universe.
Oh, really?
In the months following Usseewa's release, the song got a piano version and a remix. Ado also did some other features that deserve some attention.
Remix?
Faking of Comedy is probably my favorite song that she's done alongside John Yakitori. And then there's Loveka. This song is really distinct from every other Ado song I've heard before, and I would never guess it to be an Ado feature just based on hearing the first 30 seconds of it. On Christmas Eve of 2020, Ado released her second single, and boy was it another banger. Ready Made was made alongside Vocaloid producer Suri, and its lyrics and music video features some really cool baseball imagery. A month later, Ado made her first TV appearance through a phone interview with the music station. Now, I won't be talking much about the lyrics in Ado's music. However, one song's lyrics that I have to bring up is from her third single, Gira Gira.
Gira Gira.
Four days after Gira Gira was released, Ado reached 1 million subscribers on her YouTube channel.
Wow.
Her channel currently has over 6 million subscribers and 3.3 billion views.
That's incredible.
Odo was Ado's fourth single, and it's a really cool EDM track. It's the second Ado song I ever heard, and probably the first song that I'd recommend for a first-time Ado listener. With each new song release, Ado's popularity was growing. Enough so that in June 2021, Ado was chosen to be the second Japanese female artist featured on YouTube's Artist on the Rise series.
Wow.
Ado's official artwork is actually done by one of her followers named Orihara. The two met in 2019 after Ado liked some of the fan art they made. Since 2020, Orihara has been Ado's official image director, and they also create the costumes that Ado wears for her concerts.
Really?
On Ado's 19th birthday, she revealed her official logo. Now you may be wondering why there's a blue rose on it.
Yeah.
Blue roses were never a part of Ado's avatar design or branding until she found out the meaning behind them. In 2002, the same year that Ado was born, Japan figured out how to make blue roses. In flower language, the meaning of blue roses then changed from impossible to dreams come true. The story of blue roses becoming
we discovered how to make blue roses. Spray paint. No, but I get that imagery. That's funny. Now this was what I was wondering about, like, because I noticed that we had like a whole bunch of blue hearts in the live stream when we did the reaction to the premiere of Shite, and that was all blue. It was a blue wave, baby. So now we know.
Then changed from impossible to dreams come true. The story of blue roses becoming reality resonated with Ado, and it embodied her dream of one day singing in front of a big audience.
Okay, so dreams becoming reality. Interesting. Ado's first album.
2022 was the most significant year of Ado's career, and it started off with the release of her first album, Kyogen, in January. The word Kyogen comes from the same type of Japanese theater in which Ado got her name from. The album features 14 songs, and each track was done by a different Vocaloid producer. Kyogen really shows the talent and diversity that exists within the Vocaloid community. It's great that this album was able to share Vocaloid music with the more mainstream audience both in and outside of Japan. I don't think that many people know that the album's fourth track, Freedom, actually appears in Fortnite, as the song is played sporadically on the vehicle radio.
Really?
The sixth song, Ai Takute, was used in one of my favorite anime series, Kaguya-sama Love is War. However, it wasn't used in the anime, but rather the live-action adaptation. It's also worth mentioning that the 12th song, Motherland, was used as a theme song for the 2022 Winter Olympics on some Japanese broadcasts. If I wanted to bring
Oh my god, that would be such an honor, hey? Like, just hitting all of these milestones one after another, like, this is so inspirational.
attention to any particular songs in Kyogen, it'd definitely be Fireworks and Kagakushu. Both songs are more relaxed compared to the rest of the album, and they're definitely underrated for the number of streams they've received on Spotify. Kyogen was a big success in Japan, with it topping pretty much every chart it appeared on. It was also the first album by a female artist to sell over 100,000 copies in its first week of sales since 2008.
Wow.
The next 7 months saw Ado release more original songs and covers,
It's just
but
a
the most
flood
important
now.
thing during the span was that she had her first 2 live performances. In April, Ado had her first live concert at Zepp Diver City, the same venue she dreamed about performing back in high school. The event was called Kageki, and it was a big success.
Oh man, now that right there is like when you have that dream and then it became that reality. I can't imagine the emotion and raw, just like your spirit would be flying high at that point.
Her second show was at Saitama Super Arena to a sold-out crowd of 20,000 people and was called Campanella. 2022 was already a huge success, but the biggest moment of Ado's career was yet to come.
新時代はこの未来だ世界中全部変えてしまえば
Man, her voice is just so unique. It really is. It's so beautiful.
変えてしまえば
Wow.
Nearly every top Japanese artist seems to be making anime music nowadays, and it was just about time for Ado to be a part of this group.
This is
But
so
Ado
incredible.
didn't do music for some irrelevant seasonal show. She did an entire soundtrack for what's arguably the most popular anime series. Released in August of 2022, One Piece Red is a film centered around this new character named Uta. Uta was voiced by Kaori Nazuka, and Ado was responsible for singing all of Uta's songs in the movie.
That's incredible.
Ado admitted that when she was first offered the role, she thought it was a prank. Ado did 7 songs for the movie, each of which was done with a different
So this is what I've seen here. Is I've seen this album cover. This is incredible.
producer, and it really shows with how distinct each song is. Ado gave
That's so
herself 3
cool.
months to complete the soundtrack. The project was a big challenge for her, and it helped her grow as both a person and a singer. The most impressive thing was that Ado recorded all 7 songs before she even heard Uta's voice for the film's dialogue. One Piece Red became the 6th highest grossing film of all time in Japan, and this was
Really?
in large part because of its incredible soundtrack. The movie's soundtrack album, Uta no Uta, was just as successful as the film. It was Japan's most downloaded album in 2022, and its opening song, New Genesis, became the first Japanese song to top Apple Music's daily top 100 global chart.
I got a lot to check out. I got a lot to. This is like my mind is like exploding right now. Oh my God, Goose, you're. You know what? Hold on. Did I do it? No. There we go. I'm liking it already, man. I liked it already at the very start. This is incredible, man. I'm learning so much.
The second track, I'm Invincible, is probably my favorite Ado song, but that's largely because it was one of the first Ado songs I binge listened to for a while. The third song, Backlight, really encapsulates that raw rage from Usseewa alongside an awesome guitar riff from Vondi. There's even a few ballads on the album, and despite it being the first time Ado had sung in this style, they turned out amazing. The album also had a bonus cover of the One Piece song Binkesu no Sake. It didn't appear in the movie, and it definitely has a mixed reputation amongst fans. For myself, I think the song is pretty good beside the yo-ho-ho part. Uta no Uta helped Ado go from being an up-and-rising singer from Japan to one of the world's most recognizable Japanese singers. This led to Ado.
What the heck? And I see BTS is on this list too. Wow, that's incredible. Wow. So Billboard Japan Artist 100 of the Year 2022 Top 10. Wow, that's crazy. I know literally these two names. I got a lot to go into, man. Japan has got a lot to offer.
Signing a new record deal with Geffen Records. This deal would exist alongside her existing one, and the goal was for her to release music in the US. Soon enough, Ado would even be performing internationally. If you've made it this far in the video, you're probably wondering what exactly makes Ado this amazing singer that I've described her to be. Ado took inspiration from the likes of Shina Ringo and Yoeko Kurohashi for her own style of singing. I can't give you the explanation behind her vocal techniques, but this cat can. I'd highly recommend checking out their videos on Ado's vocals, or some other videos done by vocal coaches to really understand why Ado's so talented.
Okay, that's actually a real big shout out too. That's interesting. I will definitely be checking those out as well, because that's always a thing that for myself as a reactor, I always try to learn as much as I possibly can about the artist, but then it goes into a more technical side of things when you actually really understand what the vocal, like the composition of the music is. Now we're going into like more of a scientific kind of side of things where like we're really hearing new sounds, and we're becoming like we're becoming musical experts at this point when we get into this kind of stuff, because not only are you enjoying the video aspect, the story aspect, but now we're getting into the music aspect of it, and it's incredible. And then you really get into like, okay, now let's learn about the lyrics. Let's learn about the stories behind the lyrics. Music is just so incredible like that, where you can just learn so much about yourself, about the world, but then learning so much about just music in general. It's incredible. There's so much to do.
In March of 2023, a poll ran on Ado's social media accounts that asked fans what songs they wanted to hear Ado cover in an upcoming album.
Ooh.
So in September, Ado released her first cover album called Ado's Utatamita album. It features 10 songs and is just over 40 minutes in length. The songs were chosen by Ado based on the social media poll and what she was interested in covering herself. From Showa era pop to Vocaloid, the songs on this album differ greatly in both genre and emotion.
That's really cool when like an artist could just like literally make an album of covers of songs that they absolutely love. I like that.
If you're gonna listen to this album, you have to listen to the original songs first, because they'll make you appreciate the covers much more.
Absolutely.
My favorite song from this album is Unravel. I'm in the very small minority.
Oh, okay. So Unravel is actually a song that has been like requested a lot on this channel already too.
My favorite song from this album is Unravel. I'm in the very small minority of people who didn't like the original song, but the way Ado covered it alongside the new instrumentation makes it one of my favorite Ado songs.
Oh my god.
Shina Ringo is one of Ado's biggest inspirations, and I think she'd be very proud of how Ado covered her song Crime and Punishment. Then there's Kawaii Kute Gomeru. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is the ultimate gym bro song, and I never thought Ado would be able to replicate the cute and feminine feel of it, but she did. Ado's Utatamita album was the 7th ranked album in Japan out of every album released in December 2023, and it was a fitting way to end what was another amazing year for our young Utaite.
Wow. So much.
On Ado's 21st birthday, it was announced that she was having a world tour, and as you would expect, her fans went crazy, myself included. Now, I didn't think Ado would come to Toronto, but I was still really disappointed to find out she wasn't coming. I looked into doing a New York trip for the sake of seeing her, but I couldn't even get tickets for the New York or Chicago show. Wish tickets
Did they actually like did they like sell out that fast?
sold out almost instantly.
I mean, am I really surprised? Why am I surprised by this? Especially with those kind of views on like the YouTube from just the first YouTube video, but like, oh man, that sucks. Oh, I feel sorry for Goose on this one, because yeah, absolutely, like it's so to go to one of these like world tour events of some like the biggest artists on the face of this planet, that energy in that show would be just out of this world. Did I hit the... Oh.
Even if you were in the queue for tickets long before they went live, you still weren't guaranteed to get them. The most unfortunate thing about this was that scalpers made sure to take advantage of this.
Yeah, we have a big problem with that, and like Ticketmaster and stuff like that definitely don't help the effect either. When they're like, "Hey, scalp on our website," it's like, what? Then there's like dynamic pricing tickets and stuff. I don't know a lot about that. That's another layer onto the musical scene, is the tickets. How to get tickets for some of these big artists. It's definitely difficult for a lot of people.
One thing I found especially amusing was the plethora of memes online about Ado hating Singapore because she toured most major Asian countries excluding Singapore. The biggest concern with this tour was obviously how it would take place given Ado's choice to hide her identity.
Right.
And what was the answer? A box.
This box,
Where have we seen this before? It reminds me of a certain pink creature. Taking videos and photos during Wish concerts was prohibited, and for whatever reason, a lot of people thought this was a stupid rule and didn't follow it. Nevertheless, all of the 14 venues on this tour were performed to sold out crowds. And it goes to show how popular Ado is globally, and this tour has made her brand even more recognizable.
So we talked about this off of that live performance, is that it's so unique how this is actually a thing where you can have just like a shadowed persona on the stage. There's not a single light, and the stage, the way that everything's all set up, is like you wouldn't be able to see the person, and respectfully so. That's another thing, that it's like there's a whole other side of fandoms and groups of people that are just like, they don't care about those kind of things. They just want to snap that picture. They want to see who that person is, and it's just, respect the artist. I mean, but you know, not everybody's gonna have the same mentality on this. But it's really cool how they can actually get away with doing something like this, and you know, it's really interesting, and it creates that atmosphere for the artist to be comfortable on stage, but then also to just be able to just do their own thing, and creates that atmosphere of mystery, of intrigue. It's so interesting, and I love that aspect of it. It's so cool.
Ado's second studio album Zenmu will be released on July 10th.
Ooh.
Zenmu translates to unfulfilled dreams, and we already know 13 out of the 16 songs before it releases. The oldest song that appears in Zenmu is Ea no Akarui, which came out back in 2022. It's a really beautiful love song, and I consider it to be the most underrated Ado song. I'm a Controversy is one of the few Ado songs I really disliked at first. However, it really grew on me when I understood why the chaotic and messy nature of the song fits the lyrical message perfectly.
I love Goose for this, because Goose creates this this idea that he's even mentioned a couple of times in this video, that it's like there's a lot of songs that he didn't vibe with at first, and that is where we've talked about this before with other artists and other like topics on this channel, is that you're not going to like every song. That is just guaranteed. You know, you might vibe with some things, you might not with others, and that's okay, because it's just like, it's not like you're hating on the artist or they're whoever enjoys those songs. It's just your personal preference, and that is why I like Goose so much, is because Goose actually like says that in his videos. It's just like, yeah, these didn't really touch me as much as you know, others did, but that's okay, and that shows a real creator right there.
I'm a huge fan of city pop and other retro Japanese music.
Yes,
so
you
when
are,
I
sir.
first heard All Night Radio, I knew I'd be binge listening to it for a while.
That is one thing, and this is why I have Goose here, is because of city pop. I am a huge city pop fan. That is my go-to music for staying calm or just feeling a vibe. If there are tons of times where I'm in a construction zone, I'm working construction, and I blast city pop, I don't care. It is my music. And I've had lots of people that actually really dig it too, because it is very light, airy, and feel good too. And city pop is a weird subgenre of nostalgia when you don't live in the country, in the era, but you have a nostalgia for it. And that is a very interesting aspect about city pop, vaporwave, lo-fi. It's just, man, I can go on forever about that stuff too. And we're going to start getting into a lot of that too on this channel, because that's a part of me that I really enjoy, and I think that a lot of people would as well if they started listening to it. And it's really interesting stuff.
I would love to see Ado make more music in this style, and the best thing about this song isn't even the music. It's the fact that before the official music video was released, Ado posted the song on YouTube accompanied by photos of Pad Thai. Show is by far the most popular song on this album, and it should stay that way after its release. It'll probably be her third most viewed video on YouTube soon enough. Show is most similar to Odo. I thought it was kind of overrated at first, but when I came to appreciate all the smaller details in the song, I understood why it blew up so fast.
Again, Goose, hero of the day, because he's like me. I'll go into music and I might not like it right away, but then giving it enough time and appreciating it is like, it's like fine wine. It's just over time, you start to experience it, you start to understand it more.
Show is also used as the theme song for Universal Studios Japan's Halloween campaign. My favorite song on this album has to be Himawari. This song is so gentle and warm. The lyrics are about showing appreciation for either a friend or lover, depending on how you want to think of it. It's also the theme song for this lesbian TV drama, which is pretty cool as well. Kura Kura marked Ado's return to doing anime music, and once again, she did an amazing job. It was the opening for the second season of Spy Family, and I remember binge watching the first season after finding out Ado was going to do the second OP. What I really like about Kura Kura is that it not only fits the Spy Family vibe perfectly, but it's also a good standalone song.
Everybody raves about Spy Family. I see it on Netflix now too, and it's like, okay, maybe I might have to start checking this out too.
There's also a song called Chocolate Kadabra that was used for the 60th anniversary commercial of Lotte Well Food. Lastly, I wanted to mention how the music video for Value was done entirely on an iPad. I don't think Zanmu will be received better than Kyogen or Uta no Uta, but I do think it'll top most of the Japanese charts that it enters.
LeBron James. Scream if you love Auto.
Okay.
As you can probably tell by now, I'm a pretty big fan of Ado. So in this section, I'm going to go over Ado related stuff that I haven't mentioned already that'll give you a glimpse of the iceberg that comes with being an Ado fan.
Okay.
The most relevant song that I didn't mention already was Ado's collaboration with K-pop group LE SSERAFIM. She appeared in the Japanese version of their song Unforgiven, and I remember when it first came out, Ado was receiving a lot of unnecessary hate for it. One of the least streamed Ado songs is ironically a collaboration with YOASOBI's Ayase, the same guy who produced Racing Into the Night and Idol. Ado did a cover of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star for April Fools, and the video ironically has over 4 million views on YouTube. I could pretty much talk about every Ado song, but for the sake of time I'll leave it at that. Maybe I'll do another video on that topic because there's just so many good songs that I didn't get to mention.
Okay, so if you're gonna do that, I highly suggest an Ado iceberg. Like, start from the top surface level stuff all the way down to the deepest depths. I would totally be into that.
Ado was learning English in preparation for her Wish tour, and she said before that she'd love to cover a Billie Eilish song eventually. Maybe we'll see some Ado English covers in the far future.
I'd like that.
You know the avatar that's associated with Ado? Yeah, her name's not Ado, but actually Chando. So the voice who sings is Ado, but the character itself is named Chando. Another Ado related character worth mentioning is Hachan. Yeah, this tooth with a face. So when Ado got her wisdom teeth removed, she supposedly drew Hachan while recovering, and the character became a big enough inside joke with her fans that they made merch of Hachan.
Nice.
Speaking of merch, Ado has done some really cool merch lines. We had the plushies that I mentioned before, a novel, and even a fashion line that was, well, insanely expensive. Ado even has her own original character with Sanrio, the company behind Hello Kitty.
Wow.
It's a blue cat named Ado Rosa Taromeri, or Ado Rosa for short. And in last year's annual Sanrio character rankings, Ado Rosa came 52nd out of the 90 characters.
Wow.
Here's some more irrelevant Ado facts that came from her Japanese fan club Doki Doki Secret Base. Ado has won a number of awards and even appeared in some commercials, most notably with McDonald's. I don't know who is responsible for the McDonald's collaboration, but they managed to mess up both its music and visuals. Ado had her own weekly show on the radio program All Night Nippon from March 2023 to March 2024, and she's also launched her own idol group last year, but there hasn't been any updates about it since.
She even launched her own idol group? Man, is she ever busy? Holy!
If you couldn't guess already, Ado's a big fan of anime, and there's even a list of her 20 favorite series if you want some new show recommendations. Ado apparently has a Hatsune Miku shrine in her room, and who could blame her for wanting one? She's also a big fan of the game Splatoon, and has done live streams playing Minecraft and Mario Kart before. The funniest live stream
I love Mario Kart. Huge fan.
she's done though is when her chat tried gaslighting her that onions fly in Australia. To end this section, I have to show the most iconic clip of Ado, and that's her reacting to her own concert performance. Just remember, there's no person in this world who hates Ado more than Ado does.
Jeez. Okay. Tell us how you really feel. Wow.
Within 7 years, Ado went from recording covers in her closet to becoming one of Japan's most recognizable music figures.
Love these humble beginnings,
Despite the lack of belief from her parents, friends, and teachers, Ado chose to keep believing in herself and pursue the one dream that gave herself purpose. It's rare to see a singer reach Ado's level of fame and still hold on to the same ideals and humbleness that they had starting out.
Yeah.
Could we see Ado follow in the footsteps of artists like Eme, who eventually revealed their identity? I don't think so. Ado has expressed her desire to stay as an utaite for as long as she sings. In the next decade, Ado will undoubtedly be one of the biggest artists to bring J-pop to a bigger global audience, and to do that faceless is even more impressive. So what's next for Ado? Well, Ado recently became the first solo female artist to hold not one, but 2 shows at the Japan National Stadium in April. Ado's 3 biggest dreams are to win a Grammy, perform at Coachella, and have the biggest world tour that any Japanese artist has done before. Still only 21, Ado has years of great music and performances ahead of her, and there's
21. That's insane. Man, that's crazy.
no doubt in my mind that thinks she won't make her dreams come true.
Oh, that's it. I feel this this overwhelming sense of pride right now for Ado and like all of her accomplishments. This video really outlined a lot of that very well.
Concludes my very long rambling on Ado. This is the biggest video I've made on my channel so far, and it took a lot of time and effort to make, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to listen
I absolutely enjoyed it, Goose.
to every single Ado song and cover, you can find it all in this playlist. I'm hoping this channel can reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so please consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video.
Aw.
So yeah, what are your thoughts on Ado? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for watching.
The Rise of Creepy Nuts, that was going to be the next one that was actually going to be the first video that I was going to check out, because there was a song on there that I've heard before, but I didn't know anything about it. And so I was really interested to kind of like learn more on that side of things. But you know what? Honestly, Toronto's best, this is the best thing that's come out of Toronto, is Goose. Goosebumps Radio. Honestly, I can't see why he can't get up to 1,000 subscribers. Honestly, I really love his videos, and I think that they add a lot to music and the deeper understandings of music. So definitely go and subscribe if you have not yet. My voice just cracked, and I'm excited to check out the next video. Lots of blessings and good luck towards Goosebumps Radio on his journey, and I can't wait to see where he goes from here. That was a fantastic video for Ado. If there's anything that you want to add or anything that you have that we may have missed in this video, or any more information, I always love seeing it down in the comments section. It's really important. It really helps me get a deeper understanding of the music, and I have found multiple times that as a general reaction, I've kind of reacted to something, but then afterwards, because somebody said something in chat, because somebody said something in the comment section, you guys gave me more information, then it's like I said, those keys that unlock the door to just an amazing side of this whole story. And it's really important, and I really appreciate each and every single one of you that come in and check out these videos. If you did like today's video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, ring that bell notification so that you can be notified for the next Goosebumps Radio video, and of course the next auto video. My name is MasterGo, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.